Even though the first impression was not too bad, the machine did not arrive in perfect condition. There were a couple of issues, some rather minor and some rather severe. When trying to mount the wheel kit, the first thing we noticed was that the steel rod would not fit into the pre-drilled hole, as some production leftovers from casting the steel were in the way. Of course, this is a very minor issue, since you can take out a drill and fix this in a couple of seconds. But it might be indicative for a bigger problem with the quality control procedures. As we have seen in the previous segment, the machine is manufactured and assembled in mainland China. Nowadays, China produces a lot of machines for Western countries, so the fact that a machine is manufactured in mainland China is not a problem per se. Though the manufacturing quality in mainland China can range from total crap to excellent. The commissioning client, in this case Record Power, determines in their contracts the quality level they request from the factory. Depending on what kind of quality control procedures you are able to impose, the delivered products will have more or less spread in terms of manufacturing quality. If you push the factory for lower costs, the factory will attempt everything they can do to cut costs. Skipping quality control steps is usually the easiest way to make the product cheaper. We don't know what kind of quality control procedures Record Power has in place, but this sloppily made pre-drilled hole might indicate that quality control steps have been actually skipped to save production costs. That raises the question if quality control steps have been skipped in more important areas as well. The next thing we noticed was that the rod to which the blade guide position handwheel is attached looked quite a bit misaligned. Since we do not have a reference how it is supposed to look, we just reported to Record Power and they said that this wasn't a problem as it could be readjusted, but it would take some time and the whole rise and fall assembly might need some adjustment. So we consider this to be another indication for some kind of quality control issue with the Sabre 450, at least with this particular item we got. When we paid almost 2,500 euros for the bandsaw, we expected a ready-to-use machine and not a DIY kit. We expected that some fine-tuning would be required, but we did not expect that it could be necessary to fix a whole assembly group. And most of all, we expected that the machine would be fully operational within a couple of days, but nothing could be further from reality. Again, this issue was not a showstopper, but it was quite sobering. However, the dealer Maschinenhandel Meyer seems to disagree. 6 months after our purchase and 3 months after returning the machine, they made an interesting claim.
If your own expertise does not allow it, I would be happy to help you along the way. On March 3rd it was about a fuse that blew out, although you obviously knew that there was major transport damage. A purchase price refund will therefore certainly not be given, or only at scrap value.
So this misaligned part is considered to be a, quote, major shipping damage, in German a kapitaler Frachtschaden, which reduces the machine's value to scrap metal, or in German Schrottwert. Conveniently, this pipe trim would supposedly allow the dealer to reject any warranty claims as, according to Meyer's terms and conditions, the buyer bears all risk of shipping damages. Though the warranty claim we actually made was about something completely different, an electrical malfunction which, again most convenient, does not exist according to the dealer. Whatever might be the case, what does it tell us about the manufacturing quality and care when shipping and packaging if the customer is faced as well with a severe electrical malfunction as with a major shipping damage, which reduces the machine's value to scrap metal? And then, last but not least, there was a critical issue with this machine. It did not work. Immediately after pressing the on button, it triggered the fuse. In our case, the protection mechanism is called a Fehlerstromschutzschalter in German, or in English it is called an RCD.
A residual current device, RCD, residual current circuit breaker, RCCB, or ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI, is an electrical safety device that quickly breaks an electrical circuit with leakage current to ground. It is to protect equipment and to reduce the risk of serious harm from an ongoing electric shock.
The RCD for the three-phase power is a safety mechanism. It indicates a problem with the attached machine, not with the electrical system. Disconnecting the faulty machine from the power circuit shows that the safety mechanism is working, and it prevents the user to get a potentially lethal shock with 400 volts. 400 volt power is much more dangerous than the 230 volts power which is used in most household machines like a TV set or a washing machine. An electrical problem with a 400 volt machine is definitely not a minor issue like a scratch in the chassis or a botched pre-drilled hole. This is dangerous. So we reported this critical issue immediately to the dealer, and after a week we even got a reply.
Trance music is basically a form of music which, when someone listens, goes into a state of trance and dances. Trance music is basically a form of music which, when someone listens, goes into a state of trance.